Hi everyone, this is Neil from ratinghorses.com. It's Thursday, the 3rd of December, and time has just passed 10 past 11. Well, today I'm going to go through the data spreadsheet for the ratings for UK and Ireland, and I'm hoping that we can find one or two value bets. But the main part of these videos is to show you how you to navigate the ratings in the best way, giving you some ideas, I guess, but most importantly, trying to pinpoint one or two horses in a race that have chances, but most importantly, are considered by us to offer value, because I know I keep drumming in it and saying it over and over again, but by finding value and an edge on a bookmaker, this is the only way you will win long term. Okay, so I think this video is going to be around 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less or a little bit longer. So by all means, pause this video now, go and put the kettle on, grab yourself a hot cup of tea and a coffee and I don't know, maybe a few hobnobs to dunk, and come back and let's see if we can find some value today. Right then, as I say, the time is just past 10 past 11, it's approaching quarter past 11. Some of you may not pick this video up for a couple of hours, so I'm going to concentrate on races towards the end of the day. So I'm going to just quickly click on the tab at the bottom here on races, and I'm going to start looking at races from around 2 o'clock onwards, giving everybody who has picked up the email this morning a good chance to get on board, if you feel like it, of course, if we find some value. Now, picking winners is extremely difficult, okay? If it was easy, everybody would be a horse racing better investor, but it's difficult. Like many, I learned the hard way. I've purchased systems, I followed tipsters. I didn't do my due diligence on many tipsters, believed what they were telling me. I jumped in with both feet and lost a lot of money. Systems also can be the same. I purchased cheap systems, which didn't work. So then I started spending my hard-earned money on expensive systems, thinking, well, these will be the bee's knees because they're so expensive. And again, they were basically rubbish. So I've had my fingers burnt by following tipsters, purchasing systems. And believe you me, when I say it, that the only way to win long term is to find value and an edge on the bookmaker. Now, there's plenty of good tipsters out there that do this over the long term, so I'm not pulling you off tipsters. But if you're anything like me, I like to make my own decisions. So I go through the scenario of going through the ratings. I do a bit of form reading as well. And only when I'm 100% happy that I believe I found value will I place a bet on that horse with my hard-earned money. Okay, you may well be like me in the fact that you have friends and family who enjoy a bet on the horses or enjoy a bet on the football coupon over the weekend. Oh, it's just a bit of fun. A couple of quid here, a couple of quid there, a tenner here, a tenner there. I hate losing money. Okay, I don't care if it's 10p or it's £10. I hate losing money, and you should have the same thoughts too. Okay, forget the it's only a bit of fun. If I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. try and get into the thought process of, even if it's 10p, 50p, only bet on things that you've invested a little bit of time on and you're confident of a favourable outcome. Okay. Rating horses obviously gives you ratings for UK and Irish racing. We give you additional tools such as international ratings, the system builder, the qualifying system picks. All these tools are there to help you make money from horse racing in the long term. Okay. Right. So let's get straight into business. Well, if you're anything like me, nothing against Irish racing, it's just not my cup of tea. There's more than enough racing in the UK to get stuck into. Years and years ago, I decided I was going to concentrate on a niche area of horse racing, and that was all-weather racing. And believe you me, if you concentrate on one specific area, give it a couple of months, and you will know the ins and outs of all the tracks, the different surfaces, what horses enjoy, and you can make some serious money. So, if Irish racing is your thing, I would seriously say to you, just concentrate solely on Irish racing. All-weather racing was my niche, and I could tell straight away if a horse was going to act on a particular surface. Of course, although it being all weather, what acted well at Lingfield didn't act well at Southwell because they're completely different surfaces. So you will find your way. But for this exercise, Irish racing isn't really my cup of tea, so I'm going to concentrate on UK racing. Now, looking for value comes in all sorts of dimensions to different people. Value for me is each way betting, in the fact that if your horse finishes in the frame, then you're going to show a small profit, according to the price, of course. But if it goes that one step further and wins, then you've got the added bonus of the win place bet of the bet as well, the win part of the bet. So my first point of call is always looking at races with 8 or more runners. Ideally, I'm always looking for handicap races and races that are higher grade races, not so much grade 5, grade 6, anything a little bit higher than that. Horses tend to hold their form better. But it doesn't mean to say that I don't back horses in low grade events, because I do. Like anything, the more information you've got, the better. And this is no different with the ratings. The more times a horse has run, the more reliable the rating will be. For instance, a horse that's ran 15, 20 times, we can gauge a better rating on that horse than a horse who is a maiden or a novice and maybe just ran once or twice. Of course, we can build a rating from horses who've not had a run at all, because we use vast array of criteria, going back to sire, trainer form in these sort of particular maiden races at this course on this sort of surface. We can build a rating up from a horse that has not even run before. But in general, the more data we have got, the more reliable the rating. So we've stopped here at the 207 at Leicester. Now, as we can see, as there's 8 or more runners, it's a handicap, it's a class 4. At first glance at these ratings here, we can see that 2 tend to stick out from the crowd. Both have a good R1, both have a good R2, clear of the rest. Trans Express with 22, Gautreau Joe at 21. Both ran well last time, second, and Gautreau Joe won last time out. The trainer run to form figure is good for both. We can note here that Liam Harrison takes £7 off Gautreau Joe, is a distance winner with top rated Trans Express, a course and distance winner. If we look at the OF algorithm, we can see that Trans Express is ranked 1, Gautreau Joe 4th, and further down, A Distance Place 2nd, and Irish Odyssey 3rd. But there isn't an awful lot in the OF. I mean, sometimes you will look at this rating and you'll see horses with a rating of 60 or 70, and the next rated horse may have 10, 15. But there's not an awful lot in these ratings for the OF strategy to dismiss, apart from the bottom one, who has got a negative rating and is 50, 60 off the rest. So we will obviously dismiss on blinking. Speed rating, Trans Express top again. Gautreau Joe is 7th, so that is something we'd have to bear in mind. A Distant Place 2nd, Aliandi 4th, Irish Odyssey 3rd. Power rating, we have Trans Express top, Gautreau Joe 3rd, and again at Distance Place at 3rd. But looking at the power rating, Trans Express has 69 and Gautreau Joe has 49, and we drop down to 39, 36. So quite well clear there, Trans Express. We can see, actually, looking at the horses after the numbers after the horses' names, that Trans Express ran 11 days ago and Gautreau Joe 25 days ago. I will take a look at the official ratings. We can see that Trans Express 6 runs ago was off a mark of 122. It is now off a mark of 107. It's the same mark as last time out, where it came second. Gautreau Joe was off a mark of 122 also 6 days ago. It steadily slipped down the mark to 116 last time out. But let's remember, Gautreau Joe won last time out, and the handicapper has seen enough to put him up £4 today. But let's not forget that Liam Harrison is taking £7 off its back today, so we'll be off 113. If we look at the trainer and jockey strike rate, we can see both trainers, in fact a lot of the trainers in this race, have been performing well, barring the bottom two. Well, of course, Robert Bevis hasn't had any runners, so we can't, but we're going to obviously dismiss on blinking anyway. So nothing much to shout about there. We can see to a £1 stake to SP that a number of the trainers are in profit. And again, jockeys have all been in decent form. 20% is decent, although there's only been 5 rides for Lucy Gardner and Liam Harrison. So, taking everything into account, I would suggest that Trans Express looks like the horse to be on today. I don't believe for 1 minute we're going to get an each way price. Our odds suggest this horse should just be over around 5 to 2 to even consider backing. Gautreau Joe should be over 4 to 1. Of course, a distant place has also come out well on a number of criteria. Finished second last time out. I will just go back to a distant place. I was officially got no handicap ratings. So I am going to look at see what prices we can get for Trans Express and Gautreau Joe. I think ideally I wouldn't want to be backing Gautreau Joe unless it's an each way price of 5 to 1 or bigger. Depending on the price of Trans Express, we're looking for a price of at least 5 to 2 to consider. So let's pop over to Oddschecker, and it was the 207 at Leicester. Here we go. Well, a horse that we've not given any consideration to at all, Known, is the favourite around 11 to 8, 6 to 4. A Distant Place, again, that's come out well, although it's towards the bottom of the ratings, but has come out well on a number of criteria, is around 5 to 2. Courtro Joe is 3 to 1. Unfortunately, if we look to the scroll down to the bottom, we can see that Trans Express is a non-runner. So I'm doing this completely live. I was unaware that it was a non-runner. So the question is, there's just 7 runners now going to post. Because Known and A Distant Place are short, they didn't particularly come out well on much of our criteria. I won't be considering. I also, unfortunately, won't be considering Courtro Joe at 3 to 1, simply because I wanted to back that each way. And of course, we're only down to 7 runners now, so it's just the first 2 places, and Courtro Joe is only around 3 to 1. What I would say to you is, make up your decisions in your mind, roughly the sort of prices you are looking for before you do go to Oddschecker or whatever service you use to check prices, okay? Because it's easy to change your mind, okay? But you must always remember that in the back of your mind, you must be looking for value, okay? Known, I will take a look at it, 6 to 4 and 11 to 8. It's third on our ratings. It's there or thereabouts with the speed and power rating. You know, it's not towards the bottom. Ran off 119 last time out, it's off 118 today. Trainers in form. It's been backed. As you can see, our odds are suggesting we should be ideally looking for 6 to 1 for this horse. Of course, the favourite or likely favourite is now a non-runner, so you know those odds would reduce. But all in all, it's a race that I'm not interested in. I'm not going to get involved with, so I will move on. And remember, you don't have to have a bet. You know, there's always tomorrow. There's always better opportunities. It's all about that professionalism. So let's scroll down a little further. 2:15 at Wincanton, a handicap chase, so a very difficult race. It's a handicap grade 3. 11 runners take their chances as far as we know. I won't be checking the prices. I don't want to know if there's any non-runners just as yet. And it's going to be a bit of a slog. It's on good to soft ground. It's over 3 mile 1 furlong. The first thing that springs to my mind here and what I can see is that the ratings, there's not a lot to separate any of these horses in the ratings. There's, unlike the previous race where we got horses of 21, 22 rated, these are 50, and these are quite low ratings. So this tells me that this could be quite an open event. Put the Cash on the Dash has got a good rating of 10 on R1. Forget to Ask as a rating of 8. I'm just quickly going to go through this race, but ideally it's going to be an open event. Ratings are not very good, but of course that means there could be value to be had. So let's see what crops up. Now we can see a number of horses have done well, finishing second, third, fourth last time out. All horses, but a couple of them have run fairly recent. Hugo to Taz didn't run for best part of a year, as with Get on the Jaeger. But of course, some horses do run well first time out. So don't let that put you off. It's just an additional thought of, and a proofreading and form reading that you need to check out. We can see that Put the Cash on the Dash is a course and distance winner. The concern is, of course, that it ran 11 days ago and it was pulled up. The trainer's run to form is low with 25. Indeed, 34, 38 is not great. The horses with the better run to form seem to be at the bottom. of our ratings. But let's remember, say it looks like it's a fairly open event. So let's move forwards. The OF strategy has Broadclist top rated, Forget to Ask second, Carrick Rhodes third. The speed figures are very similar actually to the OF algorithm, as are the power rating. It's not a very high power rating of 52, Forget to Ask, but again there's Broadclist has 48, and then there's a little bit of a drop to Carrick Road with 34, and then fourth ranked Dalek has 28. So maybe we are looking at Forget to Ask, Broadclist, and Carrick Roads, possibly Dalek moving forwards. If we look at the official figures, we can see that Dalek was off 134 6 runs ago. It's off 127 now, the same as last time out, where it finished second. Carrick Roads was off 119 5 runs ago, is now off 122 today. It won off 115 last time out, and it's been put up £7 for that win. Forget to Ask was off 123 6 runs ago. It's steadily dropped down the handicap, and it is now on 119. It has been running fairly well, third and second last time out. Broadclist was off 117 6 runs ago, and is now off 118. Let's have a look at the trainer and jockey stats. Very poor towards the top. Just 2 wins from 32 for Colin Tizard, no wins from 4 for Kieran Burke, 1 win from 21 runs for Tom George, none from 8 for Broadclist. Having looked at that, I do tend to think I may well have seen enough. Yeah. I will see if I can get an each way price on Carrick Road. I'm just going to, sorry, please bear with me if I go silent for a minute. I'm just going to work through the stuff or data in my head. I'm just looking at the OF, just 22, third, rating, third, 190, 150, 122. I'm not keen. I'm not keen on this race at all. I am tempted to see if Carrick Roads is an each way price. Our odds suggest it should be 13-2 or better to have value. It's just the fact that this horse, although it ran last time out, it is now, did we say it's gone up £5 for that? No, it's gone up £7 for that win. But the trainer's not been in the best of form, and before that it was pulled up. So I'm going to leave this race alone, but I am going to click onto Odds Check and see what sort of price Carrick Roads is. I've just decided in my head there that although our odds suggest it should be 13-2 or better, I think I may well be wanting to look for double figures. I don't believe for 1 minute that horse will be double figures. But let's have a look. 215 at Wincanton. Well, Carrick Roads, as you can see, is around 9-1 for most firms, is available for 11-1 with Bet365. But it has drifted in the market, and you can see that there's been money for the top 6 there in the market. Horses that are towards the top of our ratings are all there or thereabouts. Forget to Ask, Dalek, Broadclist. But because Carrick Roads has drifted slightly and there seems to be money for the other horses, I'm going to leave this race alone. if Carrick Roads had been around double figure odds, which it is, but there was a bit of a mixture of money and it was just holding its price basically, I may well have had a very, very small each way investment. But because it's drifting in the market and there seems to be quite a number of other horses that seem to be fancied and there's money for, I'm going to leave this race alone. So let's keep scrolling. We've been on 25 minutes is more than enough to listen to me drone on. I'm well aware of that. So I'm going to just find one more race. Let's see what we can find. And let's see if we can find a bit of value. I've got to be honest, as a bettor, you have your favourite tracks, you have tracks you're not keen on. I do like my all-weather racing, but I'm not that keen on Chelmsford and Kempton as betting propositions. I do prefer Lingfield, Southwell and Wolverhampton. There was a race, I think it was a Market Raisin. Where are we? I've gone far enough. This one here, right. I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. So the 252 at Market Raisin, we can see that there's a clear rated horse here, although the ratings again aren't great. 19, 3 clear of the second rated horse and 6 clear of the rest. High R1 score with 13, a low each R2 rating, but has a rating of 19. Of course, there's no draw buys because this is a national hunt race. Permission granted, it last ran 10 days ago, and it won last time out. We can see that trainer Rose Dobbin has a good run to form figure. The Racing Post suggests that 70% of Rose Dobbin's runners have run to form or better in the last 14-day period. If we scroll across, we can see that Rose Dobbin has had 10 runners in the last 14 days with two winners, a 20% win strike rate. So basically the run to form figures, that makes it easy to work out. With Rose Dobbin having 10 runners in the last 14 days, 70% of them, which would mean 7 of those 10 horses, have run to form, have run as well as expected or better according to the Racing Post. Okay. We can see the permission granted was a distance winner. We can see that Get an Oscar is a course and distance winner. Okay. The OF strategy throws a spanner in the works because we can see that permission granted is ranked 11. It actually has a minus rating for the OF algorithm. Get an Oscar has a rank of second at 23.13. The top horse actually for the OF algorithm is State Vision, towards the bottom of our ratings there, with a rating of 35.13. We can also see that State Vision is top ranked horse, joint topped with Akapenko and Lamturner. Once again, permission granted is ranked 9th with the speed ratings. The power rating, you can see Get an Oscar has a rating of a 55. John Jola has the second power rating with 36. And then we have Akapenko and permission granted 3rd ranked. But Get an Oscar has scored 55, and that is 19 clear of the rest of the field plus. Let's delve across to the official ratings. We see permission granted started off 81 6 runs ago. Excuse me, let's just have a cup of tea. Well, a sip of cup of tea, I should say. It was off 81 6 runs ago. Steadily has drifted down to 72. Won last time out. The handicap has put this up £7 to 79. That's disappointing because, as you can see, the horse didn't really perform over ratings of 75, 74, 74. Had dropped down to 72 and won, but the handicapper has put it back up again. The one thing going in its favour today is that Permission Granted has got just 10 stone 5 on what is likely to be a slog, a cut to soft, running nearly 3 miles. Getting Oscar is second top rated with 11 stone 10. Started 6 runs ago off 104, slowly drifted down the handicap, and today he's off 98. He has gone up a couple of pounds for his last couple of runs where he finished second, but 11 stone 10 is an awful lot of weight to carry around in 3 miles of what will be, soft going. Lantern come out well on a number of criteria, finished second last time out. Started 6 runs ago with a rating of 82, has steadily slipped down to 78. He's up £2 for its last run 28 days ago, it finished second. Akapenko is another horse that got favourable figures, 77, then went up to 86, 89, 91. So he's up £14 from 6 runs ago, and today again he's off 91. Trainer has a poor run to form figure with 14, Tim Vaughan. Let's just quickly have a look at State Vision, because that's come out well on a number of different criteria. You can see that 3 runs ago it was off 109, 107, 103 last time out, and he's off 100 today. But let's remember, it was pulled up last time out, and once again the trainer Charlie Lumsden hasn't got the greatest run to form figure. If we're looking at the trainer Permission Granted, Rose Dobbin has, as I say, a 20% win strike rate. Get an Oscar for Peterbone has a 29% strike rate in the last 14 days, which is interesting. That's 2 wins from last 7 runners, which is more favourable. Let's remember that according to the Racing Post, Peterbone's horses have only performed to what they were expected to run, what horses to run for. Run to, I'll get the words out in the right order in a minute. Just 29% of the time, this trainer's horses have run to form, according to the Racing Post. But it's a very, very tricky race again, I will say. I would be tempted to get an Oscar if I can get an each way price of 5 to 1 or bigger, and that's because I'm not sure what I've done there. Just bear with me. There we go. Get an Oscar hasn't got his head in front in its last 6 runs. It has finished second last time out, last couple of times out. It's gone up £2 for those 2 seconds. It's got 11 stone 10 on its back. It's obviously a hard-working horse and a battler. There's nothing else I'm really interested. Akapenko has gone up so much in the weights of late. State Vision comes out quite well on a number of criteria, but he's towards the bottom of our ratings and was pulled up last time. So just for this video's sake, it's not just for this video's sake. As I say, you've got to remember there's other races. I'm not going to keep droning on today because the video is now 33 minutes long. There may well be better betting opportunities in the races that follow this one. But if I can get an each way price on Get an Oscar, I will have a small investment on this horse. And one of the main reasons for this is it's there or thereabouts on the ratings. It has dropped from 6 runs ago. It's dropped £6. It's carrying a really big weight, 11 stone 10. But it has carried big weights in its previous runs. The horse has had a good rest, 35 days, about 5 weeks. And Peterbone has a decent strike rate with 2 wins from his last 7 runners in the last 14 days. So let's see if we can get 5-1 or bigger on Get an Oscar. Our odds suggest this horse should be near 4-1, 252 at Market Raiser. Excuse me. Right, let's take a look. And as we can see, Get an Oscar is available 10-1 pretty much across the board, 11-1 with 888 Sport. It's drifted in the market. We'll just check to see if there's been any non-runners. Yeah, there's a couple of non-runners, Air of Elegance and Kilborough Boy. And of course, there's been an awful lot of money for a number of runners: Knight, Bevan, Lamb Turner, Sissinghurst, John Joala, and Permission Granted, which of course is the top rated horse. But I can't get involved with Permission Granted. Simply, although it's done well, it's high rated. One last time out, Rose Dobbin has got a good run to form figure, 20% win strike rate, but it's just the fact that it's gone up £7 for that win. And of course, if you look at the life win and yearly win, it's only ever won as high as off 72, which I presume was last time out. So you're asking a horse that could well be flying it home one last time out to go and do it with £7 more on its back. But bear in mind, the Permission Granted has got quite a featherweight today over the best part of 3 miles, 10 stone 5. 9-4, it's not a horse I'd be going for. I would prefer to have a very, very small investment on Get an Oscar. But overall, there's nothing in those 3 races that really stands out to me that I could bet with confidence. So I would say there would be no bet advised in those 3 races, unfortunately. I might throw a few shekels on Get an Oscar, and I literally mean maybe 50p. I don't mean a strong investment by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, well, although we've not, for my eyes, found any value, I hope again the video has helped you and guided you in the way that I use the ratings. Of course, everybody is different. People would be, especially looking at this last race, would be happy with what they see there with Permission Granted with the price at 9-4. Our odds suggest that this horse should be around 7-1, so it's not a consideration to me. It's not something I would consider seriously. So I hope the video has helped you. As we move forward, I shall be doing an awful lot more of these videos, and hopefully we'll find something to get stuck into, and a good each way bet, or even a strong win bet. As time moves forward, I shall also be incorporating form reading, and there will be some more columns being added to the spreadsheet. I know a lot of you have got content and interests in the ratings and stats that you would like to be added to the spreadsheet, but we're always very keen to only add the very, very most important information. There are services out there that will give you stats for everything. Go and find them, and they're very good. Stats such as sire success at the ground, at certain races. That's not to say that we don't do this, but that is all involved, is all part of our criteria for our ratings. All that sort of data is involved somewhere along the line. It's just that we don't have specific columns showing that information. There is a new column coming on board soon, and this is another odds column. And what it will be is a Racing Post forecast odds column and bit decimal points, so you'll be able to match up straight away. if a horse looks value. But of course, this is not a live feed. The Racing Post forecast column prices for the Racing Forecast, sorry, the Racing Post. Those will be the prices quoted at the time that the ratings are developed. So it'll be on the about 8-9 o'clock on the evening. It won't be a live feed, but it will be a good indicator to see. You can match up straight away if a horse is looking value before you go delving deeper into the ratings. So hopefully that will help all of you. Right, I'll leave it there. Best part of 3/4 of an hour is enough to send anybody to sleep listening to me. But if you've got any questions or queries, please pop over to the website, go to the support page, email in me or one of the team. We'll be happy to reply with your questions, and I will try and upload a video tomorrow. If not, I will wish you a great weekend. I have got lots going on with the family. Tomorrow is the day we go and get our Christmas tree. So it's family time over the weekend, but I will try and upload a video sometime tomorrow if possible. But if not, have a great weekend. Stay safe. And remember, if you've got any questions or queries, please get in touch with us via the support page on the website. Thank you. Goodbye.